he looked at me, he goes, oh no, if I did that, my mother would kill me. And then I thought, oh, okay, now maybe we can have a conversation here. Supercop. Wow, that movie, when I watched it back, because we were dubbing it for the American market, I swear, I was going, what was I thinking? I was swinging at the side of trucks. I was riding a motorcycle onto a moving train. I was doing the most insane stunts that even stunt people would say, you are insane. I remember the worst stunt where we could have had a very tragic accident in that movie. You can see it in the outtakes later on, is when I am on top of the truck, the van, and the bad guys are shooting at me. And so I'm rolling off, and Jackie is coming up behind the van with his convertible. And I have to roll off the van onto his convertible, and then he brakes and I roll off. What was supposed to happen was the windscreen was supposed to shatter, and that would have helped me have a break. But the windscreen didn't shatter. I had nowhere to hold on to, and I kept sliding off the car. And if you watch the outtakes, you can see Jackie panic. He can see me going off, and I'm like floundering. He reaches over and he literally just gets me. Luckily, I think he saved my head by my shirt. And I slid off and I landed. And another stunt boy came running out to try and see what he could do. He slipped. He had a bad concussion and he was carted off to the hospital. All I remember was like dung on the ground. And then I hear someone come up beside me, and Stanley Tong. And he said to me very quietly, he said, what do you think? And I looked at him, I go, let's go now. You know when you fall off a horse, you jump back right away. If we had stopped the shoot, go away, thought about it, I wouldn't have gotten back up. Because hesitation creates accidents, crashes. So we went back up and we got it in the next take.
It's mostly dull routine, of course. But every now and then, you get to sail on a beautiful evening like this, and sometimes work with a decadent agent of a corrupt Western power.
They say communists don't know how to have fun.
Tomorrow Never Dies, the Bond movie. Oh my God. Actually, I was quite surprised when they did cast. I was at one of the producer's office and they said, oh, maybe you could be interesting to be in a Bond film. I threw the pillow at him. I'm like, okay, stop, joking aside. Not funny. So when I did get the role, I remember going to do the audition with Pierce, and it's like, oh my God, whew. And he is the nicest, kindest, most thoughtful gentleman. We had such a great time filming. The most fun was like when I was going through immigration, and you have to explain why you're coming to London and what movie you're doing. And I said, oh, I'm going to be in a Bond movie. You can see their face change. It's like, you are going to be a Bond girl? Yeah, like, yeah. It's like, yeah, welcome to London, welcome. It was so great. I love that. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang Lee. Whew, I think that was probably the most memorable, the most happy, the most painful, the most emotional. They said, oh, Ang Lee is wondering if you have time to meet with him. I'm like, Ang Lee, my God. I mean, I have the greatest love and respect. And he started to tell me about this story. And he said, I want to do a martial arts film, but with Sense and Sensibility. And I'm like, when? I don't need to see your script, just tell me when. And I literally waited for him for 2 years. I didn't do another film, and it was worth the wait. But then I also had one of my worst accidents where after the first action sequence, I tore my ACL. The specialist says, well, it's not torn, it's gone. Without hesitation, Ang said, no, I'm waiting for you. You do what you need to do, you get well, and you come back to us. The one scene that was the most emotional was the scene where I was cradling Li Mubai, Chow Yun-fat, on his deathbed. I still had a leg brace at that time. I had to put my leg up, literally, with a wooden box. Then I had put this leg and I cradled Chow Yun-fat like this. I mean, it was the most ridiculous looking position. But fortunately, it was like close up, so you could only just see the two of us. There were many days when I wondered if I would ever measure up. But having been through it all, I know this much. You will never be enough. Crazy Rich Asians, John Chu. I remember turning the script down. I had read the book. I'm a big fan of Kevin Kwan's trilogy. But then when it was turned into script, the mother was just too superficially mean. There was no depth, there was no love, there was no connection at all. But because I had met John Chu, we had a Zoom call. I was in China. So I asked him a very simple question. I'm like, what kind of a movie are you making? Is Crazy Rich Asians going to be like a hangover kind of film? He looked at me, he goes, oh no, if I did that, my mother would kill me. And then I thought, oh, okay. Now maybe we can have a conversation here. But I think it was very important that every time I had a scene, I had only 2 scenes really with my son. But in that scene, how am I going to show you right away, you see love of a mother for a son. And all that she is doing is to ensure that her family, the love for her son, is kept as a whole. Is this vessel not up to your standards?
I have no standards when it comes to this ship. It was always my intention to join the Vulcan Expeditionary Group.
Sometimes the universe allows for the making of unexpected memories. Star Trek Discovery, live long and prosper. Star Trek, I had the opportunity to really immerse in what it felt like doing a TV series. One thing I had to get used to was they changed directors. You know, when you're doing a movie, you don't do that. You see the same person all the way through. And it's a little discombobulating. I'm just getting used to tuned in, where did he go? And then someone else steps in. And I was very proud to play a captain. And then when I came back on later part in the series as Emperor Jojo, who was from the Mirror Universe, it was delicious. I mean, I just reveled in it. I had such an amazing time. And I hope that, as Alex has promised, we are going to be doing Section 31. Section 31 is that universe, but different. It's a wilder, it's like Mission Impossible meets Guardians of the Galaxy in space. You are a product of all who came before you. The legacy of your family, the good and the bad. It is all a part of who you are. Stop hiding, nephew. It only prolongs the pain. Oh, Shang-Chi. What an incredible trip. Destin Daniel Cretton. Love this director. And I think it was a great opportunity for me to work with Tony Leung. And then Aquafina, and to meet with Simu and Meng. And I could play the same sounding, wise, embracing. And I love those kind of roles. And I love to be able to help these youngsters understand that sometimes, you know, it is okay. It is all right. And family will always be here for you. The Witcher, Blood Origin. I am a fan of The Witcher. I had watched it. I love these kind of sci-fi, fantasy. My agent called and he says, oh, they would love for you to read, and Declan DeBarra, the showrunner, would love to have a word. Michelle Paradis, from Star Trek Discovery wrote to me and says, Declan is a great guy. You should meet him. And I love Michelle. And she was right. We clicked off from the word go. And then I said to him, if you kill off this character, I'm not playing it. I'm so bad. And he goes like, she's not dying. Of course she's not dying. Well, she was never meant to die. And it was a magical shoot. I mean, hey, I got to play an elf and I have green eyes. I look pretty cool.
I started having these dreams of flying. I was free. Sooner or later, though, you always have to wake up.
I am in the Avatar sequel. We can't really talk very much about it, but I am just... It's James Cameron. Come on. I would be the tea lady for James Cameron. We shot for a few days and I was so impressed with the work that he's done, the work that he's doing, the energy. He's a genius. He's a walking genius, you know? And I really, really enjoyed the experience and I can't wait to go back.